Are you guys sick of seeing Essie on my channel yet? Because I have the Essie Movin' Groovin collection for you guys today. This is a spring collection that is exclusive to Target. So I have been hunting for this online because I didn't think I was going to have any luck going into a Target store and finding them. I did have really good luck going into a Target store and finding them. Today is, okay, so I got these on the 5th. I went into a Target store and got these on the 5th. The display was out. I didn't have to like ask anyone to go in the back or anything, but the display was also really picked over. So it looked like these had been out for a little while. So if you are interested in these and you do want to find them in a Target store, you might want to start checking sooner rather than later, because I think the Target that I went to either put these out early or the advertising on this is very, very late. So if you look at Essie's Instagram, they did a video. I don't know if it was a story. I don't know if it was real. I don't understand Instagram. But they did a video on there and they were talking about this, and in the comments they were saying like it's coming soon. But like I said, I went to Target on February 5th and the display at my Target store was pretty picked over. So with 6 polishes here all together, and I will get into the swatches.
So the first polish is called Run Wildflower, and Essie describes this as a soft purple with red undertones. So the formula on this was really good, very nice and smooth, leveled itself out really well. It was a little bit streaky on that first coat, just barely, but a little bit. And it did build up totally fine in 2 coats. And this one also dried just a little bit darker than it is when it's wet. So that is 2 coats of Run Wildflower. The next polish is called Movin' Groovin, and Essie describes this as a vibrant orange with yellow undertones. Formula-wise, this one was almost identical to the previous polish. It was very smooth, leveled itself out really well, a little bit streaky on that first coat, but it did build up completely for me in 2 coats. All of the polishes in this collection are really nice and easy to work with. There's nothing super unique here in terms of colors, but the formulas are really good. And this is another polish that dries a bit darker than it is when it's wet. So that is 2 coats of Movin' Groovin. The next polish is called Along for the Vibe, and Essie describes this as a dark mint green with blue undertones. Really, really good formula on this one as well. It was like approaching 1 coat territory for me, but wasn't quite there. I did need 2 coats to cover up just some really minor streaks, and it did cover completely in those 2 coats. This was another one that was just really, really nice and easy to work with. It also did dry a little bit darker than it is when it's wet. So that is 2 coats of Along for the Vibe. The next polish is called Love Yourself to Pieces, and Essie describes this as a vibrant pink with coral undertones. I mean, you can just call it coral, but whatever. So this is another one that had a really similar formula to Movin' Groovin and Run Wildflower. A little bit streaky on that first coat, but did build up really well in 2 coats. It's very smooth and levels itself out really nicely. My big issue with this one is that it does dry darker than it applies, and usually that doesn't bother me because that's just a normal thing that happens. But this one dries darker to the point where I feel like it loses that almost neon quality that it has, which is really disappointing for me because that's what I liked so much about this polish. So that is 2 coats of Love Yourself to Pieces. So the next polish is called Flare for Fun, and Essie describes this as a muted denim with yellow undertones. So I'm going to show this in 2 coats because that's just what I do at this point, but this could easily be a 1 coat polish if you really wanted it to be. The formula is really good, very smooth, self-leveling, and there's very, very minor, if any, streaks, and those are going to depend on your application. You just definitely want to make sure that you shake this one really well, because when I did my photos, I had like darker pigment streaks where the polish had separated a little and I didn't shake it well enough, and I shook it better when I did the video and everything turned out fine. So shake this super well, and this does dry darker than it applies. So that is 2 coats of Flare for Fun. So the next polish is called Keys to Happiness, and Essie describes this as a strawberry red with yellow undertones. So this was another really good formula. It was very even. I had virtually no streaks with this. I just had a little bit of nail line showing that I did want to cover up, and that covered completely once I added that 2nd coat. This one also dried a little bit darker than it applies, and it was another one that dried just dark enough that I feel like you lose that really bright, almost neon kind of, I mean it's a red, but almost neon kind of quality that you get when it's wet. So that is 2 coats of Keys to Happiness.
I'm gonna try to be like a little bit different with my favorites this time around. So along for the vibe is gonna be the obvious, like this is my kind of color favorite. I like light green, I like light blue, I like every shade in between. So this is a standout just because of my preferences, but I also really like Run Wildflower. I've been wanting to wear like this exact shade of polish lately and I haven't had a chance to yet. The polish that I have on today is actually China Glaze in a Lily Bit, and it's supposed to be this color from the pictures that I looked up online, but it's not anymore. I'm usually like pretty neutral on purples, like they're not my favorite, but I don't dislike them either. So I probably will have to wear this one next. But that is the Essie Movin Groovin collection. Again, that is a Target exclusive. I found them in store. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later.